Thomas here and welcome back to another video. So today we're back here for another Real to Sims build, and today we're going to build this dream ranch home. So if you'd like to go ahead and download it for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. My origin ID is Real Thomas TV1, and like normal there will be a link in the description to the online gallery if you want to go ahead and download the build that way. But just before we go and talk any more about the build, I've got something quickly that I like to mention. So the other day I did actually receive a package from BenQ, and they sent me their Screen Bar Plus e-reading lamp. This isn't sponsored, they just sent it out to me, so thank you so much for that. But I thought I'd go ahead and give you a quick little review and just kind of tell you a little bit about what this product is, because I really do love it. So here is a picture of my setup. You may have seen it before, and the lamp itself is just sitting on top of my main monitor here. It's just USB powered, and it does actually come with a controller as well, which I'll show you how that works in just a second. But just in case you're wondering what this product actually is, so really it is actually a desk lamp. I used to have a desk lamp sitting on my desk, and it's actually a really great way to save some space, and it also helps as well with people who use computers a lot to help with eye strain. The lamp itself goes up to 500 lux, which I think is more than enough, and it really lights up my space well, and it does shine down from the top of your monitor, but actually I haven't found that it does any glare. It's actually glare free, so there's no reflections, and it kind of gives you a really nice illumination to your whole workspace. And like I said, there is a controller. I'll show you how that works. So it's basically got like a dial, and on this mode you can change the brightness from lower or turn it up, and then you can press this button which changes it for the temperature, so you can make it more warmer or a colder light. And then this other button actually auto dims it, so there is a little sensor on the top, and that kind of adjusts it to the best setting for your environment, and then you can just press the top of the dial to turn it on and off. So it's a really great product, very modern, it's very sleek, and it really is a great space saver, and it works really well too. So I'll leave a link down below to the product page on BenQ's website so you can learn some more, but once again thank you BenQ for sending this out. So then back to the build. So like I said, this is a ranch style home. It is a Real to Sims build, so I will leave a link down below to the floor plan if you want to go ahead and check it out for yourself. This is actually just a one-story home. I did actually, and you may have seen this at the start, build this on a 40 by 40 lot in Brindleton Bay, but I've noticed this sometimes with a few floor plans where the garage is actually on the side of the home, and that kind of makes it a little bit difficult because you kind of have to use a bigger lot than what the house really should be on. So I actually had to go up to a 50 by 50 to get in that driveway and garage area, so it's quite a big lot for a one-story home, but I do think it looks really good actually on this lot. I wouldn't normally do a one-story home that big on a lot like this, but I do think with the style of the home, there's some like a farming area, like gardening area in the back as well. I think it all works really well together on this lot. So in total it has 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, and then it came in at 269,443 simoleons. And then I did use quite a few packs today. I pretty much used all the expansions apart from Get to Work, and then for the game packs I only used Parenthood, Dine Out and Spa Day. And then for the stuff packs, I use Tiny Living, Laundry Day, Vintage Glamour, and Perfect Patio stuff. So there's kind of, a lot of expansions, but not so much of the other ones. And I actually really love how this home turned out, because when I first looked at the floor plan, there was a lot going on with it. It's a very big home for one story, lots of rooms and things, so the floor plan did look pretty complex, and it was kind of a lot to take in, but I do think that I replicated it fairly well. So like I said, there'll be a link down below if you want to go ahead and check that out and see sort of what I did. There was actually a version of the floor plan with a basement as well. I didn't actually do that version, but if you do, you could take a look at that floor plan and it shows you where the stairs would go. But there's actually lots of different spaces that you could put the stairs in if you want to put a basement. And normally I say this, but a basement is a really great way to expand on at home. You don't have to worry about the floor plan or anything like that. You just kind of build on rooms downstairs. So that's a really great thing to do. But actually, I do think it would be good to make a second floor on this home. I think it might take away from the ranch style, but there is a lot of roof space which you could add on to there, and kind of make an upstairs out of all that space on the top. So, you could do that as well. So we're just working on the backyard area here, and I did actually struggle to decide on what windows I wanted to use in this build, because the ones that are used on the actual home did actually look fairly modern, but they had a wood colour swatch that we do actually have with seasons, like a very light wood, and I did want to use that wood tone, but there wasn't really the windows from Seasons didn't really match up that well to the modern theme, but I did end up going for them anyway, and I think it works really nicely. So I ended up kind of doing a mix of more modern aspects of the home, is also some traditional aspects as well. So one interesting thing in this home as well, which I noticed in the floor plan, is that there's actually a games room. It's not like in the basement or anywhere separate, it's actually just like a main part of the home, like a big modern TV, kind of like a theatre room. And it actually has like an E-space, it's called, where it's kind of like the room opens up again into like another area where there's a desk, and I actually put an arcade machine in there, which I was thinking a games room in a ranch style home, I wasn't really too sure if that would work that well, but you know, this is a real Sims build, so I did want to try and replicate it the best I could, so I did include that. But you know, you could easily remove that if you want to have it more to the traditional style, then you could easily, you know, change that room up. So you can see what I meant there about the garage. The driveway actually goes up the side of the home, which is fine, but it meant that I had to use a much bigger lot to get that in. But, you know, if the garage really isn't too much of an issue, you could maybe size this down, but I think this lot works really well for the style of the home, and you could even like adjust the backyard area to make it more into farmland, because that would work really well for this style too. So there are actually 4 bedrooms, like I said. There's a master room, and then the other ones aren't really that personalised. I didn't want to go to kind of, you know, putting a certain personality into this home. There is one which I'll probably say is like a teen boys room, but that's just by the colour swatch I'm going there, so you know, I didn't really make a plan for what type of family would live here. But if you do have an idea for that, then let me know, as it's always really interesting to hear what sort of, you know, families you have in mind for the homes, because a lot of the homes I don't actually make them personalised, so it's really interesting to hear what sort of families you have in mind for homes I've built. There is a little outdoor kitchen area here. I thought it was nice. It kind of has like the more modern aspect to a traditional home, which I thought was a great idea, and there is also some more sitting areas around the backyard area as well though. And then we've got, trying to think what other rooms, there's a study, there's also a huge garage. It is actually I think the floor plan said a 5-car garage, which I thought was quite a lot. I think I did put 2 debug cars in there, and then since there was still a lot of space left in the garage, I did make it into a gym. As you know, that is something that I really love to do with garages. I think it's a great way to use that space up, so I went ahead and did that. And now we're starting working on the interior. So I did do all the wall coverings and stuff off screen. As you know, I normally do that. I think that if you're going to see me decorating that room, then it's kind of a waste of time really to watch me put down the wallpaper. So I did just do that off screen. But in terms of kind of what I went for, as you can see, I went for really dark wood floors. I don't always do that, but when I looked at some inspiration photos for what ranch style interiors are like, I did see a lot of darker tones in dark wood colours, so I did go ahead and do that. And then I kind of didn't want to make it too dark, so I kind of contrasted it a lot with more lighter walls. But you know, for the most part, it's got a darker theme going on, which I think is nice, because a lot of the time I do lighter ones, so I do try to just, you know, switch them up every now and again. The main sort of interior of the home is very, very open plan. I suppose you could say it like that, but the way I think it's open plan is because I use a lot of archways. They're still kind of separated off into their own spaces, but there's a lot of just archways connecting everything together, so it kind of opens it up a little bit, which I think is nice. And it is actually a really big home. When I was going through doing the screenshots for this, I felt like I was going on and on and on forever trying to go through all the rooms. But I know a lot of people prefer to play in one-story homes, and I do build them every now and again because, you know, people do like to play in those styles, but I don't really combine it with a big lot like this, because sometimes having a one story spread out so much over a big lot can be a challenge to make it look right, I think. But I think I did succeed here, because I think it does look quite good for such a big lot, having such a big one-story home. So I think it all worked out really well. There's a little study here. You could maybe change this into something else though, because most of the bedrooms have their own study space, and even in that games room there's a study in there too, so lots of computers around. I do really love the master bedroom in this build. I've said this a few times, but I notice this a lot in real Sims builds, or just when I go onto floor plans to look. The master bedroom kind of takes up like a quarter of the home. It has like a big master bedroom and then sort of like a big master bathroom connected to it, and a walk-in closet. So I did actually do all those things. Sometimes it can take up a lot of space in the home, but because I think this home is so spread out to begin with, it didn't really look that wrong, because sometimes it can look ridiculous, the master bedroom taking up so much of the home, but in this case I don't think it was such of an issue. So that's where Vintage Glamour came into it, because I did go ahead and put a dressing table in the closet area. And it kind of all sort of flows into one as well, which you'll see later once we get onto that. I really love this sort of little kitchen area. It kind of is the dining room put together with it, but it's sort of separated at the same time. The kitchen is very small actually. I would have probably made it a little bit bigger, but there is actually like a pantry, which is a fairly big room, and there's some more things in there, and like more kitchen counters and things, and then actually runs off into the laundry room as well, which is also fairly large. I wouldn't have made those, like the pantry or the utility room you may call it, and the laundry room so big, but it was like that in the floor plan, so it may not be something that I would do, but I did want to try and replicate this home the best I could, so I just go ahead and do that. This is the master room that we're working on now, and I think I'm actually going to go ahead and wrap this voiceover up here, and let you enjoy the rest of the build. Like I said, there will be all the screenshots at the end. Sometimes I do cut out bathrooms here and there because they can be sometimes a bit boring and repetitive, but there's always screenshots of everything at the end. So I really hope you enjoyed. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of this replication today. Did I do a good job? Like I said, the floor plan will be linked so you can have a look at that. Once again, thank you to Ben Q for sending me out their Screen Bar Plus. I will also have a link down below to that if you want to learn a little bit more about that product and buy one for yourself. Like I said, this build is up on the gallery. My origin ID is Real Thomas TV1, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!